Hello, Facebook land. How are you feeling tonight? We have a exceptionally amazing episode for you tonight. And guess what? I'm officially announcing it right here, right now. We, LiveLARGE Universe, also previously known as John Perrin Live, we're back full-time Facebook. You're going to be able to still see the videos on YouTube right where they were at before, but the live streams from today forward are going to be right here on Facebook. So drop us some love in the comments, and you guys know the routine here on Facebook. The format is working out better for me. I love it because I get to see all of your comments in here. Drop it in right now and let us know that you guys are here. Drop it in the comments. Let us know where we're watching from. Rick, tell everybody else where you're from. Where are you watching from, buddy? Rick Schersel's here with us. Who else is here with us tonight? Well, you guys are there. Let me take care of a little business here. So Mountain Lab, one of the amazing sponsors of this show, Mountain Lab is here offering you, just for sharing, getting in here, share the show out like we used to. Awesome. Get it on Facebook. Get it out on your sled pages. Do me a favor. Don't kill the same sled page 16 times. Like, people don't like that. But make sure it's over there on whatever pages it is that you guys follow. Appreciate you, sir. So Rory Caditz is back. Appreciate you. I agree. Facebook is so easy. So here we are. We're going to have some fun tonight. But Mountain Lab, share it out. Follow Mountain Lab on Facebook. Follow them on Instagram. And check it out. We've got Kevin Carrella's here. He's here from California. Appreciate you guys. All right, let's go ahead and kill the music and bring on one of my longtime old friends. Aaron, are you ready for this? We're going to bring you up here in 3, 2, and 1. How the heck are you?
I'm good.
Are you excited that I'm back on Facebook now, live streaming? Gives you goosebumps? I've got
actually.
Yeah, me too. Like, it feels like the good old days again too. I've been hanging out over at YouTube for a while. We've been having a lot of fun over there, but I've just kind of, I miss the old homestead here in Facebook, and the part I love is the fact that all of the old names, all the old faces that we've had on here forever watching, like, they're like me. They're lame. They're just hanging out on Facebook, waiting for life to happen. As soon as we go live, they get the notification. And Facebook, actually, when I go live on Facebook, allows the notification to happen. It doesn't, just shrink it down, doesn't push it away. It's that competitive stuff. But that's not what we're here to talk about. What are we here to talk about tonight, Aaron?
We're here to talk about the 2022 Nominate Your Hero Sled Giveaway. Freedom.
And I am excited and stoked about that. So everybody here that's watching, make sure you share this out, get it out on your personal pages, your club pages, wherever it is. We're going to enter you into the contest and get there. But tonight we're going to talk about the 2022 Nominate Your Hero Sled Giveaway. And then once we wrap up that part of the show, we're going to talk a little bit about what's been going on this season with All American Heroes. We're going to chat about what's been going on and what you got coming up over the next, call it 30 days or so, because it's going to be an epic month. So, Aaron, talk us through just a brief overview for those who may still not know All American Heroes Foundation. Like, just tell us what it is, what you guys' mission is, all that. So,
absolutely. All American Heroes was founded on the beaches of Alpine, Wyoming, with Dan Adams, Eric Budge, and myself. And it was just an idea at the time, and they gave me an idea. They gave me an opportunity to create this nonprofit, and I took it and ran. And I figured that rather than just take care of the veteran community, I would open it up to the first responders as well. So we created All American Heroes Foundation, which provides scholarships for veterans and first responders to go to avalanche education, wilderness survival, mountain skills, pretty much anything that they want to do. It's a $1,000 scholarship per individual. Like the Airy ones, you get 3 days of class, room, board, and the class for free. All we're asking you to do is get some education. It makes everybody safer on the mountain, and it also gives you an opportunity as a veteran and a first responder to utilize your skills in the mountains that you'd use on the streets. And that's really what it comes down to. Let's pay it forward, utilize the skills that you already have, and make this mountain safer.
Very good, very good.
Pretty much what it comes down to.
Yeah, and those who may not know, Aaron actually was the first recipient of a sled during the Nominate Your Heroes giveaway, the original one that came out now 3 seasons ago. Technically, we've got 2 behind us. This will be the 3rd one coming up here this month, and it really was awesome because if you were, if I had a magic wand and could give it to somebody who could like take the wand and pass the torch and make a difference in the community around the goals of this this idea that Dan originally had with Eric Budge and everybody there, like I can't imagine them nominating and giving anybody that first sled that could have done more with it, right? Like Aaron,
Well, thank you.
I've watched you. I've seen what you've been doing, and it's just been amazing. Rewind a year ago, and why don't you give us a snippet of who won the sled last year and what the status is of that individual?
Sure. Milan Shu, she is a female. She's a veteran, Air Force veteran, and she's also a nurse working on her postgraduate. So she is going to be a nurse practitioner, and she's doing her midterms right now. So I'll see her at Jackson Hole, but she has had a whirlwind year as well.
Yeah.
So she's been out working with Matt and Jesse out at Mountain Skills. She got a little help from Climb this year, so got to ride her big sled. And I actually talked to her yesterday a little bit. she's excited to get back out there and ride again. So we're trying to work it with Rick, myself, and her in March, and see if we can get some pictures out there in Alpine. So
that's amazing. That's amazing. And so we got another name that just dropped in here. You and I, our good friend David Wagner, who just wrapped up the Iron Dog, is here. He's saying hi from Alaska. So hey, Dave, good big shout out to you. And we got 9 people here watching live. Make sure that you guys drop in the comments where you're watching from. Just getting engaged and sharing this out, we'd appreciate. By sharing, you're going to get involved there too. So Aaron, let's get right to the details. You've got a sled that you're giving away this year to another lucky veteran. So tell us about what people need to do, who should be nominated, where they can find the information in the link of the show, by the way, right? So
yep. So it's in the link of the show, but like All American Heroes, everything in this organization, in this business, we were shot out of a cannon. And like that, with the sled giveaway, what we thought is, let's make it as short and maximize our numbers as much as we can, and make it as much quality as we can. So that's where Freedom came in, and everybody seemed to love that name. She's red, white, and blue through and through. And I'll tell you what, Eric Budge couldn't have picked a better wrap.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Mark FX knocked it out of the park with that. Now, the first wrap is not the original wrap, so everybody give Jason Blair a plug and tell him thank you from everybody, because he's making some changes as we speak. A lot of people have jumped on board, so you're going to see things that are happening throughout the month. But we literally in 5 days have already got over 120 nominations, and I will tell you,
wow, from
last year to this year, there are some awesome candidates. I would say probably, oh man, sky's the limit right now. And I'm telling the truth. There are some awesome candidates. Yeah. Way better than me. But that's the way it is. We want somebody to come out here to nominate their hero, tell the story about the hero. What I haven't seen though is a lot of you husbands nominating your wives, because I'm married to a sergeant major, and I could tell you that she's my personal hero, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart.
And I know that
if she rode snowmobile. So how about some of you guys nominate some of your wives or girlfriends, because they deserve it just as much.
Yep.
But basically what we're asking is go on the All American Heroes website, go on to the Nominate Your Heroes tab, click the tab, fill out the contact information. We want a minimum of 200 words, which isn't hard if you truly believe in your hero. Write it out, fill it out. If you feel like you want to submit a separate Word document, you can hit the hero's email it directly to me, and it'll go right in on the spreadsheet with the hero's name, and we will put it in with our list of heroes. And then on the 23rd, we will sit down and have an all-nighter and go through the names.
Yeah, be
So
careful what you ask
that's
for,
the good
because
one.
you're already sitting on 100 and some applications. And how many
I
did you have
know.
last year? Did you have like hundreds? I think it was last year that you had to review, right?
We had almost 600,
That's what I thought.
almost
I thought it
500.
was 600 is what it was, and which
Yeah,
is awesome,
it's
right? And I think
591 or something like that.
yeah, and I think of this program and there's so many different layers of it, right? Like you have
Hmm.
the fact that people are able to nominate and recognize the people in their lives who are meaningful to them. And I would tell you that like I'm not a veteran, but having watched these things happen, having family members who are veterans, all that kind of stuff, like just the fact that somebody who they love and adore and are close to them or even just friends with, the fact that someone takes the time to nominate somebody, right? The person who's being
Absolutely.
nominated, they're already winning because of that
Hmm.
recognition they're getting in that nomination, right? And so I would hope that as they're being nominated, that somewhat they're being told that they're being nominated so they can kind of realize the appreciation people have for them. Um, and it's veterans
Right.
and first responders, and maybe
It's
like,
veterans and first responders in good standing. So the veterans, obviously, anybody that served,
yep,
you know, their term of service, and was honorably discharged.
yep,
A first responder in good standing, that could be anything from a dispatcher to a search and rescue, um, firefighter, police officer, corrections officer, uh, fire or forestry service. If you work in the industry, we want you to nominate your hero. We want to hear about that story, because I had one. Actually, I reached out to. He actually told a story on Facebook yesterday, and I said, "Why don't you nominate that hero?" And he
yeah,
goes, "I didn't think about it." And I know that that's not something that typically people do, but that's what we want. And the whole concept with All American Heroes is to pay it forward. We
yeah,
want to be able to continue to pay it forward, because it's a snowmobile. That's, to me, that's just part of the process.
yep,
It really doesn't. The snowmobile is a vessel for me to get healthier.
yeah,
And if that's the way we can help somebody get up into the mountains, get educated, and promote the sport, and not necessarily All American Heroes, promote their local community, promote their snowmobile clubs, get them out there and get more people engaged. And that way, by doing that, it just makes everybody all the way around safer. So I get more passionate about this,
yeah.
and I know that people have said, you gotta settle down. And I'm like, yeah, I
We're
know.
fired
I
up. We don't
know.
need to settle down. We want to
I
be
am
fired up.
fired up.
That's awesome.
I am fired up, and that's just the way I am. You know me. And when I get upset, I need to take a break and I gotta walk away. But it is, I have, and I'm not saying that I'm this superhero, and I don't ever claim to be, but I've walked this life and I've overcome a ton of adversity to get to where I'm at right
Yeah.
now, and I know what I want, and I know what the typical person needs to help get themselves better. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's a snowmobile, but like I said, it's a vessel. So help us out. Pick
Very good.
somebody.
Yeah. So first
Nominate a
step is
hero.
share this show out, get it out there so we can get it out to Facebook land and
Absolutely.
everywhere else, and then nominate your hero. You know, make sure you get the word out about this, and share the link which is in here to the All American Heroes Foundation. You know, face their website, the link to the nominations, and all that. So, Aaron,
Yep.
anything else on this year's giveaway or the giveaway that you want to cover before we start reviewing a little bit of what you've been up to this season already and what we're gonna have coming up this season?
The biggest thing is with that with the nominate your hero. Dan's got a link on his with Next Level Riding Clinic.
Got it.
There are people that have shared this thing out. Please just connect with All American Heroes. If you've got any questions, feel free to contact me. I am pretty good at responding to emails. I want this to be as interactive as possible, and I want, obviously, to make somebody's day. So,
Well, all I know is if
it's
somebody,
an
I,
awesome
I
thing.
can't be nominated, but if somebody nominated me and I won a sled, that would make my day. So, especially nowadays,
Too
man, the
bad
sled.
it's a Polaris.
Yeah, I know, right? The sleds keep getting more and more expensive every year too, and so this becomes more and
I
more
know.
meaningful every year, right? So,
Yeah,
awesome.
exactly.
Awesome. So what has All American Heroes been up to this season so far? Like, let's cover the so far this season, what you guys have already accomplished, funds that you've raised, events that you've held, and then we'll, after we cover that, we'll dive into what's next and what you got coming up over the next month or so.
Absolutely. So prior to the season starting, we had a budget plan of $50,000. That's
Okay.
what we needed to accomplish 3 trips. We fell short of that by almost $12,000, and we still have these 3 trips that we're gonna do. So one way or another, we made it happen. So we skimmed and scraped and cut. That's why we don't have shirts out this year, because that was a huge part of our budget that we had to take away from, which is unfortunate, but it happens.
Yeah.
In order to make it happen. So what we did is we had holdovers from last year that wanted to come to and take their Abbey certifications. So what we did is we took the first 12 from last year's list and offered them up, and then we filled the Sealy Lake. So we did 12 students at Sealy Lake. We did 3 days with Brian Lundstedt for the Airy One. And then they did a follow-on 2-day class with Ride Rasmussen style driven Craig Olhauser. And they got to ride in the mountains and push their limits and work as a team. And there was so much team building out there. It was unbelievable. I mean, I have never seen people, and most of these riders had never been in that area.
Yeah.
And I am not a good rider, comparatively speaking.
Yeah.
But I like to rip, and I'm making trenches and causing more ruckus than anything, and getting yelled at because I'm digging too big at trenches and stuff. But I'm just watching. I'm trying to get up on top of the mountain in one instance, and so I can take video of everybody coming up this steep hill. And you would watch one person go up the hill about a third of the way, get stuck. Then the next person would come up, and rather than blow past them, would stop right next to them, not think that they were going to get stuck, and then help that person get unstuck so he or she could get up the mountain, and then they would get stuck. And it was just kind of a piggyback, and it was kind of funny to watch, but at the same time, that's the experience that we wanted them to have. Team building, never leave your fallen comrade behind, always having your 6. And that was really a big thing for me. I could care less how much actual skills training they had. We could have did parking lot training all day long one day, but we actually went out there and they actually performed. And at the end of that, they were all tired. Yep. And they were all sitting around. And John, you got to sit down with them that last night, and they were bushed, and they were done. But they were all talking about their big stories. And
yep, it was amazing.
So
I'll just share, if you don't mind, is like I was
absolutely
not exactly at the same time when you guys are there, just ahead of us. And there was a little bit of an overlap for a couple of days there, but the driven event that we went to, the Sealy Lake, the civilian version of the event, we went and had very similar experience. But I got to, as you walk out now, I'll just tell my story is I got to come in and have dinner with you, and I think most of the veterans and people that were still there, a few of them had already left. I got missed, but the watching the people interact with each other, hearing the stories of what they went through that week, the physical, as we always have after a week like that, it's like the physical exhaustion, but the mental stimulation of what it meant to them. Yep. It was super powerful to be part of that, and to see the impact firsthand in person, the difference you're making to all of those people that are out there. And even now, knowing a lot of them on social media and seeing them even after the event, encouraging each other and posting and talking to each other, it's like you're really building an amazing team. And for people who really, in some cases, need a direction in their life and a focus in their life and something to kind of distract them from some of the things that may be PSD related that they went through in the military or through, first responder work, that kind of thing. And so, big shout out to Rick Scherzel, who's here in the comments on
our with us.
Yep. On our event, he was actually teaching the new Safer Clinic, which is a kind of a snowmobile first aid type of a scenario. It was a lot of CPR, it was a lot of trauma type stuff. But I know he also then got to ride with you guys as well in your event, and
Yep.
so big
Yep.
appreciation for Rick and all the support he offers everybody there. So
Yep. And Rick was with us for our very first Area 1, and he is, he's a brother in arms as well. So it's always good to have him in there, and it's that sitting back and watching them a month later, and now they're still going out there and they're doing stuff, and
that's awesome.
they're getting involved with their own individual sponsors, and they're reaching out to these people, and hey, that's what it's about.
Yeah.
I have not helped them outside as far as promoting themselves, outside of what I've shown you in our
Yeah.
videos. And
Yep.
these kids, I call them kids because most of them are younger than me. These guys are doing all this crazy stuff and connecting with people, even rides, getting
Yeah.
rides coordinated. That's amazing.
Yep.
And that's what it's about. You take 12 people and you
Well,
create 12
people are
ambassadors.
recipients of the compassion and the passion that you are helping dish
Absolutely.
out. It's people feel inspired to pay it forward and to build a stronger community, and it's amazing to see the ripple
Right.
effect of what you guys are doing. So,
And by proxy, you become ambassadors for the industry. So you're just pushing the narrative that much farther forward in a good way.
Yep.
So it's awesome. So following that, a week later, Minnesota had their Flatlander trip. Tom LeClaire and Ryan.
Way up north,
Patterson,
right? We're almost at the Canadian
way
border in
up
Grand
north.
Grand
That's
Marais,
right.
and I'm from Minnesota. I can vouch for
Irony.
the fact that Grand Marais is way the heck up there. So,
Right. So Tina Bird, they all went up there and had, I believe, 7 riders with them, varying degrees of experience. But again, they did a condensed version of the Safer class with the Ely Fire Department,
okay.
which is pretty awesome. They came out Thursday night, gave a whole class on pretty much everything from shock trauma to frostbite to some CPR stuff, just basic first aid stuff. Nothing that is anywhere near what Rick does, because they're Flatlanders. But you know what? We got another 7 out there, and that was awesome.
Very cool.
Now, as of tomorrow morning at 5:30, I will be on the road, and my first stop is Salt Lake City to see somebody's pretty freaking special in my life, and I'm going to see actually a couple of people, and then from there I go to the Denver airport, pick 2 veterans up. Then from there I go to Cimarron, Colorado, to Arrowhead Mountain Lodge, and we are going to do another Area 1 with 11 more veterans and first responders up there with Brian from Tethers Backcountry.
Got it.
And and then from there, I go to Matt Entz's for 3 days, and then I ride with Matt Entz and Paul Thacker with the Warrior Ride, and then from there I'm heading back north to Alpine.
Yep.
Gonna ride with Jason Blair, Rick, and probably Craig Olheiser, and then
maybe
Jackson
me.
Hole Hills. And maybe you.
Maybe me. I might be making a trip out to meet you guys and ride with you guys right before the hill climbs. I don't have that completely locked down, but it's looking like it's possible. So,
yeah. So cross your fingers. That's the plan, anyways. And by that time, we should have the second video out with the modified version of Freedom.
Yep.
And I just got a hold of a couple of sponsors today to get their stuff in to us.
Very cool.
And then come the 27th, 28th, we're going to be giving away that brand new 22 Chaos.
At the hill climbs, right?
So,
Jackson Hole Hill climbs?
At the hill climbs. At the Jackson Hill climbs, yeah.
Likely on Sunday, right? That's the day that you're going to be giving away, the end of the races?
Probably Sunday. I still got to
during the finals
with people. Yeah. So
cool.
But yeah, it's going to be we're going to have a booth there this year. We actually stepped up our game a little bit. We got some help from some sponsors, and able to put a booth together and get some swag out there. And that's another thing. I've got friends that I've met throughout this thing that are veterans that have clothing. Lance Crawford from High Cascades Apparel. He's a good friend of mine, and he's also our primary clothing rep. So if you guys want shirts, you can go on his website at highcascadesapparel.com. And that's where we are kind of keeping our stuff because it's direct ship like you do. And it's just easier for everybody.
Yeah, nice.
But we've got, we're going to have some stuff at Jackson, not too much, but the biggest thing is that $17,000 sled. So
very good.
Give away that sled. That's the big thing.
Awesome.
And we've supported a couple of other events. Oh my God, McCall. There's a veterans trip going on the 14th that we're supporting.
When you guys had a little bit of a tie-in with an event in Maine too, didn't you, with Chris Sentence up there?
Yep. Oh yeah, and then Chris Sentence had one the following week after the Minnesota ride. So we actually had, Chris did that all by himself. I mean, he got very little bit of
shout out to Chris, because Chris did an amazing job of pulling that together. He's got a lot of inspiration from you for what you're doing with your organization. I know he's passionate about the work that you do. He actually reached out to me, and I connected him with Fly Racing, and we set him up with, I think it was 22 backpacks that he was able to give away to the veterans up there at the veterans ride. And he was so professional and grateful for all of it. Like he did an amazing job of following up afterwards and sharing pictures and tags and letting everybody know how grateful they were for the support they had there. As he's seeing what you're doing it right. You're already inspiring others to do similar events, even as far as the Northeast up in Maine even, right? So
right. Well, so a little shout out to Chris is we are going to teach him Abbey 1 come Sunday. So
wow.
He's flying all the way out here to Colorado, and he's going to be
amazing.
At 9,500 feet of elevation his first night. So I don't know how well he'll sleep, but I told him he needs to start walking.
Tell him I said hi. So
but,
he's a good soul. So cool.
He is a good soul. So that's what we got going on.
Well, that's awesome. Well, it seems like you got plenty going on. So once in a while, you and I are gonna. I think you and I have gotten to ride together a couple times this season, but not like the normal. Like we gotta get going. So I'm gonna have to maybe come out to ride Alpine with you, and then we'll get in a few more rides this spring yet before we're all done. So
yeah, in the future for All American Heroes is only getting bigger. We got so much stuff going on.
Yep.
I don't want to let the cat out of the bag yet. So
all right, lots of good stuff coming. So.
Anyways.
Cool. Any final thoughts? Any final thank yous you want to shout out? Anybody before we wrap it up?
I just want to thank all the sponsors. I want to be able to showcase those at the hill climbs, and then when the wrap comes out, because we've had so many sponsors this year. I've literally had 21 sponsors. So that's awesome. I'm going to take up 5 minutes of your time. But sponsors, friends, people that donate on a monthly basis, people that have donated $5.
Yeah.
$5 and $500.
Well, remember the fundraiser we did back for November 11th of Veterans Day. Like, just want to do a public thank you to everybody who helped donate with the matching funds that we had and all the money we raised for that too. Like, that was an amazing event. Right at the beginning of the season that we kicked it off with, and then you've got a bunch of other folks on top of that you're going to thank. So.
Yep. So yeah, we are going to put a video out and with the snowmobile and do a big end of the season thank you, because it's just a lot to carry right now. But yeah, I mean, I've had everybody from straight lines from the beginning, Straight Line Performance. I can't thank them enough. They've been there from the beginning. They were there when everybody said no. And then now, I've got more people than I can
shake a stick at.
Shake a stick at. So it's pretty wild. It's been a wild ride. I never thought I would be right here right now. I only wanted to do this and pay it forward. I mean, we literally were only going to do 6 last year. We did 15.
Yep.
This year we were only going to do 18, and we're going to end up with 36.
It's amazing.
So it's amazing.
Yep.
So.
Well, keep up the great work.
Yeah.
And I'll just remind everybody here who's watching, again, if you haven't already, drop it in the comments. Let us know where you're watching from. Share the show out. We want to continue to get it out. And a fresh announcement here for Live Large Universe. We want to let you know that we're going to be here every other week on Thursday nights is the plan. So that's the shift in schedule we had from back when we were on Facebook on Sunday nights. I may at some point consider going back to Sunday nights, but right now I'm really enjoying having my full weekends available and then just hitting us on a Thursday night like this. And the show gets shared out anyway. So, but we'll be here live on Facebook, so you guys see the notifications like you used to. And I love seeing all the old names and faces in the comments right away too. It feels very welcoming and like good old hometown again, right? So,
yeah,
awesome.
Well, thank you, John, and thank you to everybody that's been there to support us and help us out. And I don't want to leave anybody out. It's
good.
hard.
I know,
this
right?
is not my area of expertise, and I get yelled at all the time. You forgot to talk about this person or thank this person.
Well, the good news about this is, Aaron, you can go back into the comments and you can drop links and tags and all kinds of stuff. So
I'm gonna tag everybody. So.
Awesome, perfect. All right, everybody, we're gonna wrap it up. So, God bless everybody and live large. Have an amazing night.
Yep. Thank you. Have a good night.
Yep. Bye.